3, 2, 1, action. Welcome back, everyone.
What's going on?
Episode 1, 0,
4? Nice.
4 and 0. 4 in a row. 104. Friends. How you doing, Garrison?
I'm doing good.
All right, there's a beaming smile on my face, but here we go. Ready?
I do mean to rain on every Michigan fan's parade. That game was the exception, not the rule. It's hilarious to me the way a lot of your fan base is talking right now to that game. For all the Wolverine fans that watch this channel, you are not going to get anything but pure Buckeye propaganda on here. I'm going to push it because, you know, after 1 year of losing to you guys, fine. I was able to live with that. I was actually really happy for you, was I not? And then 2022, I was like, okay, that's kind of annoying. Last year was just last year, especially knowing that we could have won that game, and even someone like you came out here and said Ohio State was the second best team in the nation. Mm-hmm. That what took me over the top. Like losing 3 times in a row took me over the top, and I've seen Ohio State lose twice to you guys in my lifetime. 3 times I've never seen that. I damn sure don't plan on ever seeing that again. I don't want to.
What if Michigan wins Saturday?
I don't know. What if there's a recount in the election? And I don't care about the ifs. You know good and doggone well it's about to happen Saturday. You know it. I know it. The rest of your fan base knows it. The national media knows it. Every podcast out here knows it. John knows it. TJ knows it. Maze Madman knows it. Who else knows it? Johnny knows it.
A lot of shout outs.
You all know it. I have been saying this since the beginning of the year, and I'm going to say it even more so now. Hellfire and brimstone. Saturday, noon. Hellfire, brimstone. What does that mean, everybody? What does that mean for the people in the short bus? What that means is that no matter what happens, when Ohio State punts the ball, we're going to put them in terrible situations no matter what. No matter what. And we're talking about the 128th ranked offense in college football, aka the worst offense in P4. How you guys managed to even accomplish that? Congrats. We're gonna kick your arse up and down the field. Ohio State, type in a lot. You guys,
a little.
Type in Neil. That was funny. That was good. That was good. That was good.
How you holding up, big dog?
I'm fine. Like I'm not. Like what? Like I know you're expecting me to go off the hinges, but that's not gonna happen. I mean, I'm not gonna get.
Oh come on!
No, I'm not gonna. Like, do you want to talk about the game, or do you want to?
That's what everyone's tuning in for.
I'm sorry, but when you're not gonna get that. I mean, people have been trying to troll me for the last 24 hours. It hasn't worked.
We should have done this right afterwards.
You would have got the same. Why would you have done that when I'm eating dinner with my family?
For the people, for the fans.
No. I mean, look, people have been trying to troll me for the last 24 hours. You know this. I'm not the easiest person to troll because I just whatever people will send me. You know what I do? I press the like button. Shout out to Chad Ochocinco for that. He said, "Hey man, whatever it's good or bad, I pressed the like button." So that's what I did. If I felt like responding, I responded. But yeah.
Okay. Brought to you by Stockton Bar. Daryl's got a 5-year anniversary coming up. Asked me to promote this before we get started here. So 5 years. I guess this information is here. So I don't know if there's a sign up or you just got to message them or you just show up. I think it might just be a celebration. I don't know. Garrison, you know?
I do not, but please believe me, I will be there. I will be there. And if so, let me see what the December 1st is on what's today actually. What let me see.
Today's December 1st. So this is
Today.
It's today. Oh,
Yeah.
it already happened. All right, hey, scratch that. Hopefully that's a great celebration,
You
Daryl.
didn't
My
read
bad, man.
that? You didn't read it?
He just sent the picture. And all right. Yeah, he sent that. Sent it today. So, all right,
Mm.
cool. Well, go get some stock to bar. Michigan fans, celebratory Ohio State fans, sorrowfully. Go get yours today, stocktobar.com. All right, 13-10, Garrison. We got lots to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different directions we can go in.
To the spoils. You go ahead.
I was gonna maybe save it to the end, but I want to talk about Ryan Day. And honestly, man, I had a whole thing planned out, and I'll probably touch on a lot of it, but I'm actually concerned for the guy's well-being.
Why?
Ryan Day, I'm gonna call him the Joe Biden of college football, and here's why. You remember when Joe Biden would give these press conferences, and he would speak to the nation, and then he would just kind of turn around, and then Shane Gillis called him a Roomba, and he would just kind of look around where to go. I saw Ryan Day on the field yesterday after that whole thing, just look around and Joe Biden everything. And he even said, "What happened?" Well, I don't know, Rye. I see what's going on 2 feet away from you, and your captain who's out there, which another thing too. At first I was like, all right, Jack Sawyer's kind of a weenie, but also he's an Ohio kid. He did everything he could do. He was pissed, although he did miss the tackle on Khalil Owens on a 3rd and 6. But he was upset. He was showing some emotion, so I don't even fault him for that. But Ryan Day, what are you doing out there? So he's my Joe Biden of college football right now.
I don't even see how that. Like, I see how you're trying to make it correlate, but that I don't think that equates to an old man who can't find words and has dementia talking, compared to a guy after the fact. Like, yeah, could he have gone in there? Sure. I've seen a lot of scuffles that head coaches don't go in there. Some do. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and. I see a lot of people that are talking that, like, I saw a lot of people trying to, like, talk about that, like, him saying
it's a bad look, man. I watched Sharon Moore. I watched Mike Norvell. Billy Napier.
Can I respond to it?
I don't. Both Arizona coaches all get in, and
I know. I don't. What? Fine. I don't know. Like, a lot of people, like, it's something I've seen mostly from only Michigan fans. That's not something dude. There's a lot of things that happened yesterday. That is the least thing on the radar for me. Like, it's not. Like, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Talking about it.
Like, yeah, sure. Like, people want. I'll put this way. I don't care what Michigan fans think my coach should have done at that time and moment. Because the truth of the matter is, dude, there's a large scuffle going on there. Yeah, Sharon Morris got some of the guys to get out of there, do that. Dude, there's enough coaches and Ohio State players doing that. Like, I don't know, dude. It's not something that really it doesn't make me tick.
I think you lead by example. Shows you where the program's at, and I think, again, I saw every other coach yesterday do that, intersect and intercede, and he didn't do that. So Bryce, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me.
No, like that's like, okay. Let me ask you a question. And I don't like doing this because, like I said, these conversations can go off somewhere else, and hopefully we can actually talk about the game. When the whole investigation was going on about past players that were essayed on your team, and Jim Harbaugh had a chance to go out there and defend those people, those 900 plus people, defend the guys that were actually his teammates, and actually talk towards the fact of the guy he loves, his head coach, who we all found out was a disgusting person. He went out there and didn't defend any of the victims, didn't talk about the victims, and said, "Oh, wait. Is that leading? You said lead by example, dude. I don't like, dude. That's not, dude. He's a head coach. There are other ways to lead by example than him going to a scuffle. That's again. Like, I get it, dude. You want to bring this up to pitch? It's not going to take me off. It doesn't.
Okay, fine.
I'd rather talk about the actual game.
Let's talk about the game
Because there's other narratives to talk about Ryan Day sitting there not getting into the scuffle is not.
I know. I was
yeah.
just saying that leading off with Ryan Day. Second thing with Ryan Day.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I hear, well, you criticize Sharon Moore every time, but I won't put this on you. When I hear criticisms of Sharon Moore, he's made some in-game mistakes.
Right.
But I always just kind of like, all right, shrug it off because I know Ryan Day is on the other sideline. I know Ryan Day is on the other side.
I don't.
We can talk about in game that 12 man on the field.
Oh yeah, horrible. Well, okay, wait. Do you want to talk about? Hold on. We can talk about. Do you want to talk about the game and then because I think that leads into the Ryan Day discussion.
Sure, I got a long list on Ryan Day, so yes, we can come back.
Okay, well, here, all right. Let's talk about Ryan Day first. And we can talk about the game.
It's a long list. You sure?
I mean, how much time do you? I don't have a time limit.
I don't have time limit either.
Okay.
So, yeah. So he that's the coach. There is zero fear from Ann Arbor.
Wait, are you asking me? Wait, were you asking me about the 12 man, or you just bringing it up?
I was bringing it up.
Okay, all right.
There is zero fear from Ann Arbor about the team down south. There is clearly no longer. I think what a lot of it comes down to is there's that. I'll come back to that. But back to Ryan Day. I saw, and I thought Rick Neuheisel brought it up in CBS broadcast later. I saw a coach who has so much pressure on his shoulders. You had Urban Meyer, your predecessor, the legendary coach, and then the coach, technically two coaches before him, but take out Luke Fickell. One coach before Urban Meyer. Both those said this is the greatest roster assembled. Every position, top to bottom, is loaded with talent. You, of course, have the 20+ million. You have 11 returning seniors. You bring in Chip Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw a guy who just has the weight of the world on his shoulders. And that's why I said at the beginning, man, I had this whole thing planned to just bash on Ryan Day because I've been pretty vocal about that. But, dude, I might actually be concerned for the guy.
And what are you concerned about?
You watched him yesterday, man. You just saw a guy who just is. When it comes time to it, Sam Webb called it out this week. Get to the fourth quarter, you knew he was going to break, and he broke. He couldn't get it done.
Okay.
And in a 20-point underdog 6-5 Michigan team came in and knocked off the greatest Ohio State roster ever assembled.
I wouldn't call that the greatest Ohio State roster ever assembled. Those are their opinions.
That's fine. That's what Meyer says. And Jim
I know, but you said what it is. I'm saying that's just their opinions. I'm not saying this isn't the greatest Ohio State team ever assembled, and I think it's kind of obvious.
Okay.
You said that Ryan Day, he kind of like cringed at the end, like no, you said crumbled. Did you say
crumbled, caved under pressure?
All right, so I'm gonna go a little bit deeper than that analysis. At the end of the day, head coaches are overall responsible. That will always be the fact. That will never not be true. But at the same time, there are also layers to it. And I guess this is more me talking about the game, more so than just like the narratives around it. That was the words I've been using for Chip Kelly in this game are lackluster, arrogant, and plain. Ryan Day, where he is at fault in this game, is not taking taking charge of the offense. I understand that in the last 20 games or so, the team that rushes the most wins the game. Ohio State didn't need to rush for more yards to win this game.
Correct. They could have broke the trend, the 21-year trend.
Yeah. Like it wasn't as if. I'll stick to this, and then we can talk about the game. Chip Kelly is a huge culprit in this game. Like when it comes to separating blame, I separate the players, I separate the coaches, and to an extent separate the head coaches like Ryan Day, because they have their own. That if we're gonna, like, we can't just sit here and say everything is on them, because he does appoint people to their jobs. Game in and game out, Ryan Day has let Chip Kelly call his game. He has. But on Saturday, that was a moment where Ryan Day should have said no, because Chip Kelly was being a bonehead. We continued to run the ball to the middle of your guys' defensive line, which was mind blowing.
Wild. That's when I tweeted you.
Yeah, exactly. And like it was clear as day when we stretched the field and ran to the outside and passed out to the outside when we stretched the field. There was nothing you guys could do about it. It was clear as day, and you could easily see it on that touchdown drive before halftime. I couldn't understand it. Bryce, go look at the first, before our last drive, the game, like for us to try and go win the game or tie it. Go look at that drive and look at the first play. We had 2 tight ends on the field and 2 wide receivers under a minute with no timeouts. We ran that set.
What?
Like,
okay, that's insane.
And let me ask you, like, let me honestly ask you, from what you know about Ryan Day, does that even sound like a Ryan Day idea?
That sounds almost exactly the opposite.
And it's funny. I was talking to Lawson this morning. I said or last night. Was it? No, it was this morning. And I said, dude, it's so ironic. We would have won this game with Ryan Day's philosophy.
Yes, 100%. Could not agree with that more. Thick Stauskas has a tweet. My actual analysis of what happened in this game is that Chip Kelly, this is Dan at Thick Stauskas, by the way. I should put the tweet up, but here it is obsessed with counting numbers, and Michigan presented light boxes all day. Chip ran into those light boxes, but as he always does, he forgot to account for Jimmy's and Joe's. Basically saying that Michigan gave those looks and went right into the heart of our strength without Chip even having the ability to understand that, there's probably a better strategy here than just simple mathematics of, all right, well, we can outman them here, not knowing that you have 2 first-round picks there. It's crazy. It was insane.
Week Martindale said he looked at a coach who happened to be Tony Alford and said, I can't believe they didn't attack at us more, because that would have been the thing to do.
I heard that. I didn't know that was wink to Alford, though.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Even he knows what it was so crazy. Everyone knew what to do against you guys' defense except for them.
So let's step into your brain here a second, Garrison. So I tweeted you that I think it was like the second quarter. We were going back and forth, and you said, we're a second half team, which I was like, all right, that's a fair response. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and see what happens. At what point did you start to get really frustrated? Was it midway through the third? Was it the fourth? Was it halftime? Because we picked up on this right away. Like this was something we noticed, and he just never adjusted.
It's a great question. You said when I because I don't get worried till after the mid-third quarter.
Right. So when okay. So yeah,
I officially got worried after that was a second down run for 11 yards by Davis Warren. Because multiple times on that last drive,
right at the middle.
Yeah, because there was multiple times in that drive for you guys where we had you at 3rd and long, and then on 3rd and 5, you had we should have had Khalil. We should have had him right there. He gets out of that tackle, runs up the sideline for 27 yards.
Man, Superman.
That was that was the best play he had all day. Yeah, after that, because at that moment I'm like, dude, I at that time I didn't trust. And I want to say this because there's a lot of Michigan fans getting mad about me saying this. I'm not sitting here saying that your guys' defense didn't play good. I think it's very, you easily see that you guys play good defense. I just think that we played into your hand way more than we should have.
I think both can be true. Yeah.
And at that moment, I was thinking to myself, dude, I don't trust Chip Kelly right now to call the right plays. I just didn't. Another thing, dude, that it showed its head today. Missing McLaughlin and Simmons. And I don't want to make it about that because you guys play without Colson Loveland, you play without Will Johnson, but you've been playing without Will Johnson all season, though, damn near all season. So we're not, when we get to the playoffs, we're not going to see a defensive line like this or close to this. But dude, like it showed at the and I just thought that Chip Kelly didn't do enough I don't want to say do enough. He didn't understand what was happening. Like, dude, like we get at 25 yards or so off of a screen to Travion. We should have done that more. And dude, it was clear as day. And they should have.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, we didn't do it anymore. That was the only screaming through all game. That was the only halfback screaming through all game.
Yeah, but we weren't blitzing though.
It's got nothing to do with blitzing. You can still run a screen without blitzing. We didn't.
Yeah, sure, but they're way more effective when you blitz.
No, but my point is that we ran it once.
Okay.
It was clear after the second PI, they can't hold Jeremiah. It was clear. It was clear as day. And both of them happened in the end zone? For him to have, I think, a total of 7 or 8 targets was a malpractice. We didn't. I mean, I don't want to do this. And maybe we can get into specifics a little bit later. I don't ever want to just blame the game on one player. I don't. But Jaden Fielding, there was a lot of wind in that game. You could see it on that one punt we had that blew it back to towards us. So clearly there's a lot of wind. But the wind didn't affect those 2 kicks because the wind was going north and south, not east and west. Dude, especially that second kick, those are 38 yards. That should be a chip shot. You hooked it left. And what was so frustrating, dude, is like I knew after midway through the third quarter, even in the fourth, I said, dude, if we go up 13-10, this game is over. We're winning this game 13-10. Because at that moment I felt, dude, if we just get a lead, we're putting them in a position where they have to score. Michigan didn't have to score on that last drive. Like it was just, I don't know, dude. Michigan fans have got mad at me saying this. I think we lost that game more than you won it, and I can give credit. I can give credit for the win. You are credited the win. It says so in your record, right? But I can say we can all evaluate the game and see for what it is and take off the fan glass and say, yeah, dude, Ohio State lost that game more than Michigan won it. And the way you can easily see that is because remember when we talked about Kurt Campbell's comments about the offense, right? What did you see different from this team that you haven't seen all year?
I saw a push on the offensive line.
Bryce, have you looked at the drive chart at all?
I just know that we had I don't think any negative plays and rarely had a 3rd and 8+.
But
that's huge for us.
But you still went 6 for 16 and you still couldn't move the ball. Your touchdown came from an interception brought back to the 2-yard line. Your field goal came from great field position off of an interception. The offense handed 10 points. Our defense did everything they had to do.
Yeah, but the difference though is that we had the ball 33 minutes of the game, so time of possession. So we were able to do enough to move the ball. So we're going against one of the top defenses in the country.
Okay, so when you say move the ball, all right. So let me explain what I'm saying because I understand because here's my thing. People are saying you guys ran the ball well, dude. All right, do you know how many yards per? I'm sure you have it up. How many yards per carry Caleb Mullins had? I believe it's 3.8.
He had 3.6. 32
3.6.
for 116.
Now check this out. Do you know what his yards per carry were before that 27-yard run?
What?
Or without it?
Uh,
About 2.7. So it's
yeah.
you guys didn't move the ball like you think you did. Like if I'm looking at it right here, your first drive, 6 plays, 25 punt. Next one, 11 plays, 72 yards. You went down on downs. Third, 2 plays, 2 yards, touchdown. 3 plays, 5 yards, punt. 4 plays, 3 yards. And then halftime. 3 plays, 4 yards. 3 plays, 3 yards. 15 plays, 77 yards. Came with the interception to Caleb Downs. And then 11. Then your last one, 11 plays for 57 yards. Outside of those 2 drives, the ball didn't move. It didn't. So that's what I mean when I say that. You guys didn't. The offense didn't. Well, I think you guys had 100 and how many total yards? Or 200
235.
235.
172 on the ground, 62 in the air.
Yeah. What was that? 50 plus a 70 is 120. So about 130 of that came from 2 drives, the 2 last drives of the game. And and a lot of that could be credited to the defense has been on the field all day. Like so that's what I mean. You weren't moving the ball.
The defense, you mean our defense or your defense?
Because I'm saying our defense got tired. I'm saying your offense didn't move the ball. It didn't.
Okay, but I feel like you saying our defense got tired.
No, I said our defense. I said
can,
I'm saying you can clearly see it because we kept getting put on the field.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, dude, because here's the thing, dude. I think what the drives went. We got interception, missed field goal, interception, punt. It's dude. I have a lot of notes here. I have a lot I could go through, dude. Like,
I think you can look at stats.
Yeah.
And you can look at the full box score, and I think you're right. It can tell a story. But what
and the drive chart.
Sure, and the
drive chart tells a story.
But a stat that I don't know why my computer's slowing down. I have to go between tabs. But all right, I'm going to stay on this tab. When you look at 33 minutes time possession to your 26, and you look at just the game flow and being able to pick up 3, like even if Kalel had 2.6 yards a carry or whatever it was. And I think I froze. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Drive me crazy. All right. And even with that, there was still a flow to the game where we were able to move the ball. And you're right. A lot of that came on those 2 drives, but we were able to flip the field. Of course, a punt from Tommy Dillon. It was everything our offense needed to do. Probably could have got more. I mean, that pick.
No, but I'm asking, what did you? All right. Tell me what you saw out of your offense that was new and what you haven't seen all year. Because Davis Warren had 62 passing yards. You rushed for 4 a carry, but a lot of that is because you got 20. You got Orgy's long run boosting that, and then Davis's 11-yard run boosting that. So what I'm saying is, outside of that, dude, the ball didn't move. Again, your 10 of your 13 points came from the 2-yard line and came from a short field, and the short field gave you a field goal. Like I said, people are trying to Michigan fans are getting offended, and I don't know why. Maybe because you want to feel like your team went out and won the game. But we've all seen football games, and this isn't me saying Ohio State deserved to win. They didn't. But when if I can sit here and have an honest conversation, like I was with Lawson, and we're saying, dude, like you didn't see anything different from the offense. And you see Ohio State missed 2 field goals, dude. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with saying Ohio State lost that game more than Michigan won. And when you watch the game as let's say a third party, if you can, dude, that's what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like.
So I hear you saying, man. I think sure, maybe there's some truth to that. I think if you look at the 4 sides of the game, and I know there's
what would be the other side of that, real quick? What would be the other?
Well, I would just say I'd say if you want to look and say, all right, here's the expectations for Michigan's offense, here's the expectation for Michigan's defense, expectation for Ohio State's offense, and an expectation for Ohio State's defense, and put special teams aside, which I know that is part of the argument. Obviously, that was important. But if you look at just the flow of the game, would you say Michigan's offense hold your answer? Would you say, you as a listener, when I say that Michigan's offense exceeded expectations, met expectations, or lower than expectations? Would you say that Michigan's defense exceeded expectations, met expectations? I'd say they definitely exceeded them. Would Ohio State's offense meet expectations? I think we definitely would say you did not meet those and go beyond those expectations. And I thought your defense met the expectations. So if that's how you want to look at it and say that, all right, well, the Ohio State defense was that bad.
What? Ohio State's
I'm sorry. Ohio State's offense was
Okay,
that bad, and that's how you lost the game. I can hear that argument, but I do think also it was a mixed bag enough to where what we saw from Michigan's offense was pretty much what we expected and what we needed to. And the difference being, I thought the run game and the offensive line, because we couldn't get anything on the outside. We tried going outside. You guys are too fast. But we did find some success up the middle. And it's nothing on the stat sheet. But again, I don't think we ever had a negative play.
No, okay.
And that's huge. That's
Bryce,
progression.
Bryce, again. I'm not okay. 25, 72 on downs, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3. Like, dude, outside of those last 2 drives and one drive in the first half where you went down on downs in the red zone, you didn't move the ball. How many drives they had? So like 10. If on 10 of your drives you have less than 10 yards, and on 3 drives you have more, that doesn't mean you moved you weren't moving the ball. Like, I can sit here and say, look at Ohio State's drive charts and simply say we didn't move the ball. I can look at your charts and say you didn't move the ball. The difference is exactly what you said. It's the expectations of the offense. Yep. And like I said, there's a lot of intricate things I want to talk about, like a lot of three levels deep thing.
I think this is good. I think
third and 8.
I don't think we're that far off.
No,
go ahead.
But 3rd and 8. Chip Kelly runs a halfback draw. 3rd and 6 runs a halfback power. It's things like that weight in the balance. When Howard went and got that run to make it 4th and 1. I think we were within our own 30.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan should have gone for it.
Ooh, you think so?
I'll tell you why. Including this game, that would now make us 17 for 25 over on the season. Came in 16 for 22. No, 16 of 23. No, 22. So we would have been 17 to 24. Dude, as much as that, you would think, you run the ball on 4th and 1. I, with all my heart, believe if we went into a 5 wide set right there on a 4th and 1, there's nothing you guys could do to stop that. I truly believe that. He should have gone for that, and I think it's because I truly don't believe you guys would have stopped it. And it's risky, man. It's risky, man. Mm-hmm. But I just don't. I think in times like that, you have to read the room and see what's going on in this game. I would prefer you do that. And if you don't get it, dude, you're giving them a short field. The chances are, bro, they're only getting a field goal out of it. They're probably only going to get a field goal out of that. And there's still more clock left. I wish he did that. Again, and here's this also. We can't sit here, and I get, people will, and like you brought it up, you want to get on Ryan Day about, you're more so talking about the offense. Well, Ryan Day is the head coach, and if we're going to give him the blame for the offense, when in reality he has given his coordinators power to run what they run. If we're gonna blame Ryan Day for that, we also have to give him credit for part of that defensive game plan. Yeah, it's Michigan offense. Who
I
can
was gonna say.
yeah, no. You said what?
I was gonna say it's Michigan's offense.
Yeah, sure. But a lot of you guys thought that you coming off of a 50s, like a lot of Michigan fans thought coming off 50-point score that you guys figured out what you needed to do. A lot of them heard what Kirk Campbell said and thought, and a lot of Michigan fans thought that there were wrinkles that are going to bring out things they haven't shown. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I just listen. Guys have their positions and for a reason. At some point, Ryan Day should have stepped in on what the play calling was. I'm not taking away that blame from him. Ryan Day shouldn't have let that 12-man like have that stupid penalty at the end that gave the first down to you guys. Things like that shouldn't have happened. But I can't sit here and just blame Ryan Day and not sit here and look at the guy with the actual clipboard in his hand up in the booth.
of course. Oh, he's very much to blame.
I just
The problem is I don't think you have it both ways though, because the last couple years, Ryan Day got all the heat for calling plays and he needed to pass it off to somebody else. So, which isn't. I think when both scenarios happen, falls on the head coach.
Again, I think we all know overall the coach has to take care of responsibility. I am not about to sit here and take away blame from Chip, because if we're gonna do that, dude, then we can never give our coordinators the credit that they deserve or don't deserve. If we're gonna sit here and always say that it only falls on the head coach, we can't give coordinators blame or credit.
No, we can. I'm not saying that. You definitely can.
All right. What I'm saying here is, because we're not just talking about in pressurized situations. All damn game, Chip Kelly sat there and called it arrogant, breathless, plain Jane. What other words can I use? Did I already say arrogant? I did say arrogant. Like it was a very dude. You went out there and called plays like you were in week 2.
Okay, so let me
that was such a vanilla offense he called.
Yeah, it was. Arrogance the best word. But I think we're skipping over a key part of the game, a key factor.
Okay.
Key component, if you will. And that's number 18. Now, I know you've been on the Will Howard train. Everyone has bad games. Couple things.
I didn't already say that. I didn't already say that he has blamed us 2 interceptions.
I don't know if I heard him. I don't know if he said that, but maybe he did.
Okay. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. We can talk about it though.
2 interceptions. What do you end up with? 175, I think.
Like 33 attempts.
He obviously didn't play well, and he cost the game, really, when you want to look at it, because that pick...
No. Jaden Fielding cost the game more than he did.
Okay, fine.
Jaden Fielding,
I'm gonna argue you on
cost
this.
the game way more than Will Howard. Listen, dude. I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick. When I look down those team stat charts, right? Those 2 interceptions cancel themselves out. Jaden Fielding, Bryce, Jaden Fielding missed 2 field goals in this game. Interceptions are bad, but when the other team turns the ball over too, bro, you're getting the ball back and forth. And forth.
Yes.
Jaden, he's not the reason we lost this game. He has part of the reason. He ain't the reason.
But he threw a pick that gave Michigan the ball at the 2.
Yes, he did.
You absolutely can never, ever do that. And that was only, like you said, the only score. That's costly. Like that negates.
Yeah, when you look back at it, yes. Yeah, like of course.
So the question is this, because he didn't look right after the Makari Page hit. How much do you think that hit had to do with it? And
I'm not comfortable with even like spectating on that. Or speculating on that. Like listen, dude. Ryan Day said he didn't talk to him after that hit. He let the doctors handle it, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, fair. No problem with that.
He went to the doctors. They said he was fine. Will Howard came to Coach Day. He asked him again, "Can you go?" He said, "Yeah, I can go." The doctors cleared him too. You can see him on the sideline getting pumps, running back and forth. But dude, I don't know. Like if you ask me honestly, no. That
okay.
that did not look like Will Howard out there. and that's not to take away from some of the things that Michigan did. Like Michigan got pressure on them up the middle. That's that Mason. I said Mason Graham would have a really good game. Man, did he?
He did.
He did. You know, he ragged like he didn't ragged out Tegra, but he handled him all game.
And speaking of good games, I want to give a shout out to a guy that I've been critical of. You've of course been critical of, but you should because you're on the rival fan base. Makari Page, been critical of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's been good in the run support, not great in the pass. I think when they shifted Zeke Berry out to corner and moved Makari to that nickel, genius, absolutely genius by the staff, and he came to play yesterday. So shout out Makari. That's 4 for you, kid. You're a Michigan legend. Go ahead.
So, oh shoot, what was I talking about?
You were talking about
Will Howard, or was it?
Yeah, you're talking about Will Howard, and then you're talking about Mason Graham eating up Tegra.
No, and so like I don't know, dude. I don't know if he was right or not. It doesn't look like he was. And like I've been there before, dude. When you get hit really hard, and you finally, in your older years, you find out what seeing stars actually is. But I don't. Some guys can play through. I'm sure me and you have both been there when we got hit in the head. We see stars. We don't feel head in the head. We still play through it. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like he was able to stay on his feet. He wasn't wobbling. He threw the ball. Maybe he was stunned. Maybe he was stunned.
It was a mix of that. I think it was the pressure getting to him. He just didn't look right the rest of the game. I just thought it was he missed a couple guys, and I just wonder how much that went into it as well. Because
I think it played a part, but I mean,
I just mean in the play calling. I think was Chip like, all right, this guy's not right. He doesn't look right.
No, Chip, you were dog shit from the get go.
Okay. Interesting stat. Ohio State ran 13 offensive plays in Michigan's red zone. Got 22 yards, 1 touchdown on those plays. Michigan had an interception. It's another thing that I just get the key stat. Michigan had, and they've done this the last 3 or 4 years now. Bend, don't break against you guys. You give up yards, but then you get in the red zone. Try not to break, and they didn't break. Big red zone stops, and then of course when you cap it off with 2 field goal misses.
Yeah, it's like I said, dude. I don't want to blame a kid, dude. I really don't. But that's your job. That's your job. Everyone has a job on this team, and it's not that. And the offense's job is to score points or get yourself in position to score points, and they did. They did. So, and granted, dude, like I've written down here, there's one play where Travion gets 5 yards, and for some odd reason we run another jet sweep to Quinshawn Judkins that makes us -2. Like it I don't know, dude. Like either way, you have a job to do.
Mm-hmm. So
you can't go out there as Jaden Fields. You made the first one, and then you just because for me, dude, it was about he wasn't in a pressurized moment. Yeah, there's pressure throughout the game, but you made the first one. It wasn't a pressurized moment. Just make the field goal. Because I'm telling you, if we go up 13-10, we were winning that game. So it was just and if we went up 17-0, we were winning. I mean, it's not 17-0, but 17-10, we were winning that game. And so, yeah, dude, like the offense, I can't even really blame the players. I blame Chip. I blame Ryan for not taking more, keep making him making sure that he is his subordinate and treating him as like such. And Jaden Fields do that.
So you're not giving Michigan staff much credit here. Sounds like.
I give Wink some credit.
Okay, hold on real quick on that. A lot of Michigan fans, you owe Wink a big apology. You know who you are. I'm pointing right at you. Not you, Garrison. The Michigan fans. You know who you are. He's been amazing down the stretch here. Send him an apology tweet. All right, go ahead. Who else?
I mean, listen, man. Sherrod Moore is the head coach, so he gets, like I said, like I can give credit because you like that. That's what the record suggests. Not suggests, but what the record is. Like you won that game. I can't take that away from you. But I can still sit here and observe the football game as it was, and ask what was different about your team. I feel like if that game's played 20 times, Ohio State wins 19 of those. Like, I just look, everything that happened, dude. And what can you say? What
Win's a win.
a win's a win, and whether however funky way it happens or however BS way it happens. It's like you win the game. Doesn't mean you're a better team. No, I think we all know Ohio State's a better football team than Michigan is this year. But I'm not gonna sit here and give Sharon Moore like some overzealous credit for a win when you literally looked the same as you have all year.
All right, you may get some heat for that, my friend.
I can, Bryce. Do I give a damn about that? I don't.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think.
No, wait,
no.
Well, let me ask you,
please.
Am I just completely off in saying that?
I think what they drew up on the offense, given this team's limitations, how bad they've looked. You guys had 0 sacks, 0 QB hits.
Bryce, wait. You
2 pressures,
Bryce, you can't, Bryce. We had to talk about this on X today. I think it's very all right. And you're my best friend, so I'm gonna use a kinder word. It is you can say there's no sacks, or we can have an actual football conversation about, or like being a real football, things like this. Your offense is not built to drop back and throw deep. You threw the ball 16 times. I think 3 of those are behind the line of scrimmage. 9 of them were less than 10 yards.
Okay, so you're critical of the passing game, which is fair. I get that.
No, I'm not talking. Bryce, calm down. I know. I'm talking about you bringing up how we got no sacks, dude. When you don't throw the ball, I'm not attacking your pass game necessarily. I can do that whenever I want. I'm talking about the fact that, dude, you're not going to get sacks on 16 dropbacks, and when 9 of them the passes are below 10 yards, 3 of them were behind the line of scrimmage. Like we can say that or have an actual conversation about it, dude. You're not getting sacks like that.
But again, to not get one, is there a few third downs, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s that he got away from you? So, like, yeah, you're right. Statistically, did Davis Warren drop back and pass the ball 35
times? There's probably 2 chances we had to probably get sacks. Dude. You're not getting sacked. Again, we can do that, or we can actually look at the data. 16 dropbacks, 9 of them were below 10 yards. 2 of those passes were behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep,
dude. And this is a game where we didn't need sacks. We didn't. I'm not gonna go through the drive chart again. You didn't move the ball.
Yeah, we had the ball for 33 minutes though, man. So there's 6 sacks.
All right, so let me look at this because I want to see how long those last 2 drives were you had. So that 15 play one when you do an interception, that was a 9-minute drive.
Okay.
Then we punted after 3 plays. And then you had a 5-minute and 28-second one, dude. So 33 minutes. And if I back from that, right? 50 seconds, a minute 44, 25 seconds, 2 minutes, 147, 44 seconds, 6 minutes and 30 seconds on downs. And then the one where you have 4 minutes and 22 seconds on 6. I don't know how you take 4 minutes and 22 seconds on 6 plays, but you did.
Yep.
That's
exactly it, though. That's exactly what we needed to do to beat you and to stay in this game.
But Bryce,
and they did it.
Listen though, dude. Jeez, listen. Even after that 4-minute one on 6 plays, you still punted it, and that still turned into Ohio State points. So
Fine.
So all right, dude.
But again,
why are you getting defensive? Why are you getting defensive? Just hear me out. Listen to me what I'm saying.
You've been talking this whole time. All right, go ahead.
You have to, because I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. You're not but you're doing what Ryan Day does. He doesn't give Michigan, and he hasn't done this the last 4 years.
You're not going to aggravate me, Loss. Bryce. You're not going to.
Oh, that was a snafu there.
You're not going to.
You're not giving Sharon more credit, and that's fine. But
I didn't. Oh, see, Bryce. All right, dude, you're trying to.
You're not giving the credit he deserves.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm just I don't care to because you're not
It's
trying
fine. You don't have to.
no because no dude relax because you're taking my words because listen to your voice, listen to mine because you're taking my words and you're not taking for what it is. I said, dude, I can sit here and give I said I can sit here and give him credit for the win. The stat sheet says so. He's the head coach. He does he has a play in it. That's exactly what I said. I said what I'm not going to do is overly credit him. That's what I said. I said I'm not going to overly credit him.
Okay.
Like I don't like again. Do you? And I'll ask you. Do you believe Ohio State went out there and won it? I mean, or Ohio State lost that game as much as Michigan won it?
I think
Like,
collectively as a full unit,
as like no, just
in order to win this game, things had to happen. Which we said that we're 6-5. You guys were 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
So you needed a bit of call it luck, call a bit of ball bouncing your way. So if you include that into it, then also executing the way that they did while turning the ball over like they did and to win that game, yeah, I think it is not unreasonable to say Michigan didn't win that game given the circumstances. And of course, things had to happen. You guys didn't play your best game, but that needed to happen for us to win this game, given the way these teams
and that's all I'm saying, dude. Like I just if like I don't understand why I would take heat for that. If I sit here and watch a team all season.
Well, it's because you're not accepting progress with the Michigan offense, and I think there was progress.
All right. So
but it's not, Garrison. It's not about statistics because you guys are one of the best defenses in the country. I'm sure in some rankings the best. Okay. So it might not show up on the stat sheet, but what we saw, what Michigan fans saw, was a first down push that got 2 to 3 yards each time. That set up second down and short. That set up 3rd and 5. That's winning football for Michigan in a game like this.
Did you see that all game?
Saw it a lot of the game.
No,
not every drive.
Not every drive. That's not true. Hold on. I just pointed out to you early that you had, I think, 9 to 10 drives.
Yep.
And on 7 of them, I believe, 6 or 7 of them, you had. Let me just count it out here. Let me just count it out because so I can be correct.
You count out. I didn't get my charger. 1,
2, 3. I'm gonna take away the halftime one. 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So can you hear me? Oh, well, hi everybody. Hope you're having a good time watching Scarlet and Blue Show. Bryce and I are happy to be here with you. Please comment on the bottom. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel if you want yearly Ohio State and Michigan rivalry here from 2 best friends who grew up with each other, play football together. Bryce, are you back now? I did a little commercial. Oh, here is he coming back? All right, can you hear me? Oh, hello. All right,
go ahead.
All right, yeah, I did a little commercial. So here we go. All right, so you got I took away the drive before halftime. I took away your guys' last drive, of course, when you guys are in the game, right? You had 8 drives. 5 of them were under 10 yards. 5 of them. So that's why I'm saying that. It's not like I'm just like you can't say you did it for most. It wasn't even for most of the game. We're talking about 1 drive in the first half and your last 2 drives of the second half.
All right, I'm pulling up.
Like it's okay. Like I understand saying we moved the ball at the end, but you can't say we moved the ball for most of the game. That's not true.
Hold on, it's not freaking charging.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, Randy, he fell. Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right, sorry,
Can
folks.
you hear me? Can you hear me though?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay,
Why is this
so
not
I said out of the 8 drives you had, I took away the one before halftime. I took away the one at the end of the game because your coach was kneeling the ball, right?
okay?
8 drives, 5 of them you just didn't move the ball. So that's why I'm saying even when you say for most of the game you did, I'm like, no, you didn't. You did your first drive of the game, or what? Yeah, the first or second.
Yeah, okay. So first
Yeah.
drive, 6 plays, 25 yards. Punt. So 6 plays,
Mm-hmm.
11 plays, 72 yards. As end of the quarter. That was the pick. Okay. 2 plays. Field goal. Or no, it was a touchdown.
Are you looking at the yards and the plays?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
4 play. Why don't we share this? People can see what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm doing this out.
Okay. 6 plays, 25 yards. Good drive.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Moving the ball.
I wouldn't call that 6 plays, 25 yards is not moving the ball. That's not
Garrison. Our offense is 128th.
I
That
know.
stuff matters.
Okay, Bryce, everything's relative, but dude, 25 yards on 6 plays is not moving the ball. That means you got 1 first down.
Garrison, for us against you guys.
No, Bryce, dude.
No, I know. For you guys, that's not a win. Dude, I understand.
No,
I'm
I
not
mean no.
here to
In college,
brag about this offense.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying in all of college football. This is for
Yes,
134.
agreed. It's not good. It's
So
not good.
so it's
Our
not
offense
just
has
for
been
you.
terrible. But
Bryce, I would say the same for the 134th offense. That's not moving the ball.
good, no. But for us in this environment against you guys, again, man, the psychology of that. Second
Bryce,
drive,
25 yards. There's no psychology to 25 yards, Bryce. Like you're
3
giving
yards, 2 yards, complete pass, first down, 4 yards, 2 yards. So then you're looking at 3rd and 6, incomplete pass. Okay.
that's not moving the ball.
Okay. I don't know how to make this clear.
No, dude, you're
So then
trying
we
to
get
boost something that's not there.
I'm trying to boost a terrible offense that did what they needed to do to take 33 minutes off the clock against a high-powered offense like your guys's and keep our defense fresh on the field. That's what they had to do. And they did it. 4 plays, so then 3-yard run,
Okay.
bad drive, not good,
Mhm.
but ended in field goal. Okay, end of the half. All right, punt, 3 plays, so 2-2 incomplete, punt, not good. 3 plays, 3 yards, pick. Okay, pick. So 3 yards, so that would have been 3rd and 7. Yeah, not good. But that I think is outside of our argument because he threw a pick. This was 15 plays, good drive. 11 plays, good drive. Right, so that's all of it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying most of the game you didn't move the ball. That's all I'm saying. Like I don't know. Again,
Yeah,
I don't know what's
again,
wrong
you're
with saying
looking at
that.
the stat sheet, and I get that. And
I'm not
anyone
looking at the
objective looking
stat
at
sheet.
that,
I'm looking at the drive chart. Like when you,
I know you're looking at, but for for the 128th ranked offense, that was what we needed to do. We did it, and that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. That was progress. If we would have played you guys
dude, wait,
week 2 earlier in the season, because our offensive line got better. We would have played you guys earlier. We would have been able to even run the ball against your stout front 7. Well, take Sonny Styles out of it. He's trash. But against those guys, we would not have been able to run the ball.
I feel like you're saying things to get me riled up, and it's not going to work. Look, man,
I'm telling you what people are saying, and that is the sentiment, and that's something that
I'm talking
how
about the
bad
drive.
it's
I'm
been.
talking about the drive chart. I don't like.
We
I
just
don't
went
care.
through it. I know.
No, I don't care about what anyone else is saying about Sonny Styles. What I'm saying is that what you did on offense was not what you needed to do to win. What you did on offense is what you've been doing all season. If that was what you guys needed all year to win, you could have used that same scheme and progress, or not progress, but that's that same scheme every week and get wins. A lot of what had to happen in that game. All right, Bryce. All right, so tell me the game that you think you guys could have won like this.
The offensive line, the push that they got, we didn't have that before. We did not have that.
So you're
before.
telling me if I look at how many rushing yards did you guys have this game? You said
173,
173.
177. Against the top defense in the country. There was offensive line cohesiveness, gelling that had happened over the past couple weeks that if we played you guys earlier. So that's when you say we didn't look any better, whatever exactly you said. I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
You look any different.
Yeah. And that's why
I'll give you an example.
Pushback.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example right here. Against Oregon, right? You had 176 rushing yards on 38 attempts on 4.8. You rushed better against Oregon than you did against us. That was not enough to win the game. And that's including the fact that you passed for 294 in that game. That's what I'm saying. What happened in this game had more to do about Wink Martindale taking it like he called a good game and saw that Ohio State was taking advantage. Ohio State was trying to run to his advantage. He took advantage of that. And a lot of it also had to do with Ohio State's poor play calling and poor play calling and execution. And how the sets they
Agreed.
were. Again,
yes.
Again, I'm not going to have a surface level conversation. A lot of what this game came down to is what Ohio State was doing on offense.
Yep.
And the reason, and
you weren't doing,
or we weren't doing, sure, yeah. And when we talk about your guys' offense, your offense didn't need to do what it needed to do to win. What they did is exactly what they do. This game had a lot more to do with Wink Martindale taking advantage of Ryan Day and Chip making mistakes and just not going at the defense's weaknesses and the play calling of Ohio State. That's what it came down to, and 2 field goals. Like it's
I'm not.
That's why I'm not. Well,
but what you're also saying, but you're saying something separate.
Right? I'm saying
about
the offense. Yeah, I'm saying the offense is not that they did what they needed to do to win. They did the only thing they could do. Like, because if that's what you need to do to win against a team like Ohio State, that means that formula would have worked all season. All season.
Okay, and that's why I don't think you're hearing me, because our offensive line didn't look that
Bryce,
good.
You looked better against Oregon than you did against us.
We were down. What was the halftime score of that game? That game was almost over.
Bryce, you ran for wait. You still ran for 176. You still had more total yards on them. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right. But game flows and like game trends. That's a completely different game.
All right. You need to pick another. Well, tell me a game you want me to pick out.
I'm telling you, when I see the first down, and I see first down runs for 3 yards, when I see first down run for 3 yards, and I see it was first down for 1 yard, first down for 3 yards, 2 yards, first down for 3 yards, stuff like that. We're going to run the ball on first down and can still pick up 3. That we haven't seen that all year. So yeah, in other games, can you bust off big runs and bust up the stat sheets? Sure, of course. But the way that game flowed and the way they put themselves in second down, that offensive line, which is better than what it's been. So to say there wasn't any progress, you can say that, but that I'd say
okay. So let me. So all right. So if Khalil Mullins didn't have that 27-yard touchdown, would you still say it was a success? If Khalil Mullins came out this game averaging 2.7 a carry, would you? Let's say you still won. Would you still tell? Yes. Would you still tell me that your offensive line was a success? If you're running back,
all the stats were the same. Time possession.
And the only thing you take out was a 27-yard run. So now you're talking about Khalil Mullins at 31 carries, whatever yardage, and 2.7 per. Would you sit here and tell me that yes, your all line played good?
And that drive led to points. You're saying, even if he didn't have
Bryce. No, Bryce. Take what I'm saying. Don't add more to it. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm trying to understand.
No.
You can't get mad at me when I ask questions about understanding.
I'm not mad at you. I'm saying
I'm trying to play along.
Okay. Well, don't play with me. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm asking you if Khalil Mullins had 2.7 per in this game, so you take away that 27-yarder, would you? And I don't care how it happens throughout the game. If everything was the same, minus 27-yard run, would you still tell me that your offensive line played good?
Yeah, you take out that one play. Yeah.
All right.
So one play you take out.
No, because Bryce, I'm trying to make it not make you. I'm trying to like I don't know how to have this like.
All right, if Kyle McCord
Because I can have this because I can have this conversation with someone else, and they'll completely agree with me because it's common sense.
All right,
The offensive I already have the offensive lineman.
Who was this? You got to name the name because everyone's criticizing you and giving you crap for it. Who are you talking to?
Lawson.
Like he Lawson? Oh, Lawson. Come on.
No, me and him had a conversation this morning about it.
I like Lawson.
And we had a full conversation. And even he said, bro, like, I can't really talk shit about this game because he said, bro, I don't even feel like, he says, yeah, we won and it feels good to get the win. But dude, he says, I can't watch that game and act like we didn't like luck out in it. He said, I can't.
Lawson, we're 6-5. We've faced the number 2 team in the country.
No,
of course, you need that.
He said, dude, I can't. He said, I'm not going to sit here and act like we did anything. He said, bro, we didn't move the ball. He said,
all right, hey,
bro,
no, wraps up. I disagree, and I don't want to. I'm not going to. Lawson's not here. I don't want to speak on behalf of him or against him. I disagree with that.
That's fine. And listen, I think most Michigan fans are going to disagree with that because most Michigan fans don't want to hear that.
Don't watch football.
No, I said they just don't want to believe that.
Just checking.
But we can't. I just don't believe you can sit here and say that the offense looked good when the offense looked as it has all year. I think if you're going to give credit,
didn't say they look good.
I think if you're going to give, you just did.
I said they progressed.
I said there's nowhere on that stat sheet, Bryce. Even on third down conversions, there's no way you can point to that says that you went 6 for 16. Like I understand you. Like I'm not a stat watcher because I've watched that game twice full. If you're 6 for 16, you're not. I don't know what to say to you. So again, dude, and before we get going here, like, because I didn't know I understand we did want to talk about this, and maybe we can on Thursday more. But you asked me about but when it comes to Ryan, I want to get back to Ryan Day for a second before we get out of here. Understand Ohio State fans, he's not getting fired.
If he doesn't win the Natty,
yeah, he's not getting fired. And I'm happy that there's a bunch of other Ohio State fans who are tweeting out about this. They have no idea what will happen to this program and this team. This program.
Ooh, I disagree. I want to hear what you have to say.
They don't understand what would happen, dude. Like, because one Ohio State fan, it's funny that this. I'm gonna be nice to this Buckeye. This brainless Buckeye in my fan base came to me and said, dude, like, did you not see what happened to Alabama when their coach left, everyone leaves? I don't want to be like that. Hey, dipshit. The players left because the coach left. That's why it happened. Because as much as we, NIL is important, right? In today's landscape, things like that. But dude, at the end of the day, players are going to these teams because at the end of the day, they still want to play for that coach. That's true. Like a bunch of teams are throwing the same type of money. At the end of the day, there has to be a position coach or the head coach that you do want to play for. So, understanding that, dude, there are a lot of guys on this team that have Ryan Day. And think about this, Bryce. If Ryan Day were to get fired, let's say today, right? If he was to get fired today, do you know what that means? Players can enter the portal today.
So, my response to that is, I think you're looking at it through too small of a lens.
That's not.
You're Ohio State.
Wait. How is that too small of a lens if you understand
because
players could leave today?
Look at what happened at Alabama. So yeah, you lost some players, but composite rankings wise, they're still one of the top, if not the most talented teams in the nation. Which means if you get a coach of equal or greater many coaches are greater caliber than Ryan Day, dude, it's Ohio State. People are going to either come back or they're not going to leave at all, or they're going to want to come because of that.
Wait. You were someone that told me that you believed who's Alabama's coach? Good grief.
Kalen DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer was a better coach than Ryan Day. You said that.
Yes.
So if that's the case and you believe him to be a really good coach, why wouldn't Caleb Downs stay for him? Caleb Downs said he left because Nick Saban left. His exact words.
Okay, right, but time out there. Let's stop there. Ryan Day ain't Nick Saban.
Good God, Bryce. That's not the point.
Don't get mad.
Because that's not the point. That's not the point.
But you go to play for a legend at Alabama. I get that. But then guess what? Yeah, Caleb Downs left, but a whole heck of a lot of guys transferred in.
Why didn't Caleb DeBoer, the really good coach you believe, a top 3 coach you believe him to be, why wasn't he able to keep Caleb Downs on campus?
Why was he able to bring in a bunch of other talent?
Bro, dude, don't answer my question. The question, answer my question.
No, it's a super specific question to a kid's decision. I haven't talked to Caleb Downs. I don't know what his decision was.
Okay, dude, what I'm saying to you is this.
So that's why. But no, that's important though. That's important.
You think that's more important because you said mine was surface level. You think that's more important than understanding that if you were to fire a coach before, because you're going to the playoff, you are going to the playoff.
If you don't fire him now.
And that's my see. Okay, thank you.
Well, first of all, I don't want to fire it at all.
No, okay,
all Michigan fans want to keep him.
Tee hee ha ha ho ho. Listen to what I'm saying.
Dead serious.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Never been more serious.
Listen to what I'm saying. You can't for anyone that says we need to fire him. You can't fire him right now. If you fire him right now before the playoffs, dude, you're and again, Bryce, I've said this before, but I'll say it again for guys like James Franklin. Also, we had this conversation. If you're going to fire Ryan Day, you better make sure you are bringing someone in that's greater, or I'm sorry, they can put out better output, or at least the same.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, bro, here is the honest God of truth. Here's the God honest truth right here. I don't know a name. I don't know a name right now that would reasonably leave their college situation, and I don't know anyone that's at a lower tier college right now. I don't want to say lower tier, but another P4 college right now that I want over him. I don't know one.
And that's your prerogative.
Name somebody. Name somebody.
I don't know. Is that my coach?
But I'm saying, but you clearly think he should be fired.
I don't. I just told you.
No, Bryce. I mean, you believe he should be fired for what's happening on the house. I'm not talking about all the fanboy stuff. I'm talking about for what's happened.
I think he's woefully underachieved. Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. Why I'm saying it when people say Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is not no NFL. Listen, the NFL coaches are paid less than the top tier college coaches. Mike Vrabel does not want to work with kids. He doesn't want to work with their parents. He doesn't want to work with boosters. He doesn't want to work with athletic directors. He doesn't want to work with NIL people. No NFL coach wants to do that. They want to work with grown men and have vacations. That's what they want to do. People say Brian Hart. Yeah.
Former DC at Ohio State. Quit his head coaching position to go be a DC at the Green Bay.
Dude, think about this, Bryce. And this is another thing of the outlook if you were to fire Ryan Day. If you fire Ryan Day, bro, Brian Hartline's gone.
Yeah, again, I think I get what you're saying, man.
Yeah, but you gotta think about these things. There's a lot of.
I disagree. I think you're shortchanging your brand, and I hate to say this.
Wait, I'm not. Hold on. Wait, tell me how I'm doing that.
I'm literally about to.
I gotta hear this.
But you guys are bigger than any two players. Or any two coaches. So if you bring in a successful coach, Kirk Cignetti came to you and said, "I want to be the coach at Ohio State."
No.
There was the opportunity to take him.
I don't want I don't want a damn near 70-year-old. No, I don't want a coach that's almost near 70.
Whatever. It doesn't. I don't. That's not the point. The point is simply
that's the name. That's the name you brought. That's the name you brought. I am telling you as
an example of a coach who's had success.
Okay.
Who's done well. Yeah. You might have drop off in the short term if you don't get that big splash name. Right? But that doesn't mean with the portal and with NIL that you can't bounce back right away with this new guy. That's all I'm saying. So I don't think Ryan Day should be fired now. I think that's crazy. You have the playoff. But if he doesn't win the national championship this year, that seat is red hot.
Yeah.
And I get why people want to fire him because I think there are better coaches out there for him.
Who? Name them.
Anyone who's rebuilt a program.
No.
I think Kirk Cignetti's a better coach. than Ryan Day.
Okay, fine, but we're not. Ohio State's not going to hire a 70-year-old coach. So tell me,
Why not?
So tell me the coach. You said there's plenty of them. Name them.
Oh, you get the pick of the litter. You're Ohio State.
But you said there are. I'm
Name
asking you to name them. No, I'm asking you because you brought it up. I'm asking you.
No, you brought it up.
No. You said no. You said there are plenty of guys out there. I am asking you. Name them.
I just named one.
No,
I think you're crazy to say that Ryan Day is the best option.
No. Them is plural. Name them.
All right. So if I name 2, you're gonna say name 3. If I name 3, you're gonna say name 4.
Dude. I'm telling you, just name some coaches that you know are better than Ryan Day.
Who are the young up and coming? I don't want to give that out any idea.
No, I said
Marcus Freeman, Ohio State boy. I think he's a better coach.
How is Marcus Freeman a better head coach?
We're not gonna do this right now. The point is simply
you're just talking, dude.
I'm not. Garrison, you're refusing. You have this idea that Ryan Day is this great coach.
He's not
he's
great.
The best. That he's the best.
You know I don't think he's great.
Stop, dude.
You know I don't think he's great. No, you know I don't think he's great. You can't put words in my mouth, buddy. You know I don't think he's great.
You think he's a top 3 coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. You think this guy's a top 3 coach?
Top 5, top 3 to 5.
Dan Lanning. There's another name for you. You think if you got Dan Lanning to come, you gave him the Brinks truck, you wouldn't take Dan Lanning?
Again, you're actually not listening to me. I said there isn't a coach right now that is not at a reasonable position, which brings in him. Guys like him, like guys at programs like Alabama, Oregon, LSU, maybe teams like that, bro. Teams like that, bro. No, I'm not talking about Brian Kelly. I'm talking about the programs and the situations they're in. Dan Lanning wouldn't leave Oregon for anybody. He wouldn't.
I think like a Ryan Brom at Ohio State, a young hotshot who can rebuild a program.
Ryan Brom from
Northwestern.
No.
I think a guy like that would crush.
What, dude? All right, dude. No, dude.
You guys are like the Texas A&M fans that. I want Jimbo. I want the splashy hire. When they hire Mike
if you
Elko,
said like,
they don't like a good coach.
Dude, if you said like Arizona State's coach.
Oh, perfect. There's a good
where I don't know if he's a better coach than Ryan Day. I don't know that. I don't know because again, like I've said about you said someone who's built a program. Dude, Luke Fickell has built a program. He built a Cincinnati program. The guy he's not a big time level coach. He's not. I've told you that plenty of times. So just because you
give
build
him one more year.
No, dude, he sucks. So just because just because you build a program somewhere doesn't mean you can do it or coach at that level of Ohio State. Now, like I said about Arizona State's coach, I like him. He's young, star, up and coming. He looks really good. That does not mean you are a better head coach than Ryan Day or that you can go out there and do what he does. That does not mean again, dude. I feel like people maybe you don't know this. Maybe you don't. People forget that Ryan Day was brought in 2018 for a reason. Why? Because Urban's offense was bad. It was bad, and it was
good OC. Yep.
It was just bad. He was a good co-OC with Kevin Wilson, and dude, at the end of the game, at the end of it all, dude. Listen, he does have to do better. He has to win. Like this was even like a big game, but it's a big game to like within the rivalry, within the fan bases, and within the programs. Dude, you gotta win that. You gotta win those games. For him, dude. I mean, dude, you gotta at least get to the Final Four or the championship this year, and hopefully win it all.
You gotta win it all.
But dude, this was like I said that like when I was talking to Lawson, I said this stat, and he just laughed because he said that, dude, that's actually really impressive. That was his first loss to an unranked team. Dude, that's why I think it's the dumbest conversation to talk about firing him. It's just not. I don't think it's a realistic conversation. I think it's a stupid conversation. I think it's a conversation that holds no weight. I think it's a conversation that is amongst people who are overly emotional over their team. That's what I think that is.
Yeah, you're in the Penn State dilemma right now. You've hit some sort of ceiling.
We're in the what?
You're in the Penn State dilemma. You've hit some sort of ceiling, and until he breaks out of it, it's just like I know that's gonna be hard for you guys to hear.
This isn't the Penn State dilemma, bro. Because Penn State doesn't even win the conference. They don't even get to the national championship. No, but Ryan Day hasn't he? Yes, And so, like, again, like, has he been to a national championship? Yes. Though, how, like, to compare the two, you said a Penn State, Bryce, you're saying things
It's a Penn State type dilemma where you have a successful program that can't get over these humps. So what do Penn State
you said
fans do?
You said successful program, so that means outside of Ryan Day. That's not the same thing.
Yep. So Penn State has their ceiling of 10 wins a season. They got 11 this year. They didn't have to face Oregon or traditionally a good Michigan team. They had a favorable schedule. They had to play Indiana. And then so they get 11 wins. Now they got to prove it. They got to get over this hump. You got to win a playoff game. Ryan Day, his first year with Urban Meyer's talent, his team, his structure, his philosophy.
It wasn't his philosophy. It wasn't his philosophy. It was his own, but continue.
And then the COVID year. So now it's been 4 years, no title, Big Ten conference title.
All right. So let me ask you a question. How many programs then are on a Penn State dilemma? Is ECU on a Penn State dilemma because they can overcome their hurdles? Is Yale and
could be? I don't know. No, Bryce, I don't know those.
Bryce, you're talking about every program then. You're talking
I'm
about
just trying to give you what?
Like, you're talking about almost every program. No, because listen, you said
what?
Listen. You said we were in a sort of a Penn State dilemma because there are things that we cannot overcome. Bryce, most of the programs in college football will then be put in that dilemma.
No, you're not getting it. It's what it is.
And you said the
consistency, a trend that the program shows with the results each season. So you guys are showing 10, 11 win seasons, but you've got a Michigan problem. On Bucks said that exact word.
Bryce, I've said it on here too, so I agree.
So you got a Michigan problem. So you are stuck in this moment of, all right, we got to get past this game because for some reason this game continuously has prevented you for the last 4 years from getting into the Big Ten championship and winning a conference title. So look at another team. We were talking about Penn State. Penn State has this 10-win ceiling, this thing they can't break through. Maybe this year they'll do it. Again, maybe this year Ryan Day will be able to break through and win a national championship. Maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. But the point is that over the last 4 years, in this window of time, this window of history, because Penn State went 2-4 during the COVID season. That's an outlier. Ryan Day has had problems beating you guys, which has prevented them from getting the Big Ten championship. That's what I'm saying. And so do other teams experience their own trends? I mean, yeah, Michigan in 2016, 2018, 2019 had to get past you guys. Could never do it. We were stuck. We had that ceiling. Throw in 2017 season, not as great. I think 18 season we lost at Notre Dame that year. So that was a little bit of a wrinkle too. But there's that stretch. So yeah, that's normal for certain programs to be in that. The question is,
if it's normal, then okay.
Would Kyle McCord have won the game yesterday?
No.
Okay.
And again, like I get what's fun to bring up his name right now. He throws around the same completion percentage as he did last year,
with way lesser talent, which is actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's bring up Will Howard. Will Howard is throwing 72% still, with just as good talent, if not with a worse offensive line. Again, there were plays in this game Saturday where Will Howard got out of a sack. That would have been a sack with Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord has thrown the ball almost 200 more times than he did, about 150 more times than he did last year. Has a lower completion, has a lower average per completion than he did last year. 6 more interceptions and a few more touchdowns. He's not playing better than he did last year. He's just throwing the ball more. And I feel like some people don't actually understand that. Like it's a very simple concept.
JTT, nowhere to be found Saturday. Let's see if pull up his tackles. How many tackles did he have? I think that's a take I have been very much right on.
So what should he have done? And because
3 tackles, 1 solo, half tackle for loss. So it wasn't a negative play. Okay.
I'm not like you guys ran the ball a lot. You rarely passed. You didn't really do deep drop backs, so there's no real time he would have gotten a sack or anything. I do listen, dude. There's no one on that defense I'm going to criticize.
That's fine. I am. So 189 snaps from Shea TT against Michigan. No sacks this entire
Bryce,
career.
what? Dude,
I'm just giving you stats. You don't have to respond.
Dude,
I'm just giving you stats.
it's a dumb stat to bring up because you just it's a dumb stat to bring up because you had 16 dropbacks.
No, this is his entire career against Michigan.
Oh, okay. Sure. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Caleb Downs losing twice in one calendar year to Michigan. Brutal. Sorry, Caleb. Got a lucky pick. Tyler Moore shouldn't have stopped running. That was a lucky pick. Shout out Tony Alford.
How was that lucky? Dude, that was a crazy athletic play by him. What do you mean that was lucky?
Tyler Moore stopped running. If he would have kept running the ball, he would have either broken it up or caught it. Okay, keep running your route, Tyler. Shout out Tony Alford. Hilarious. Did you see his tweet? Smoking a cigar. Smoking a big old stogie.
He had a big old what in his mouth?
Yep. Shout out Tony. Hilarious. Going in there and winning. Feel bad for Trey Henderson. I like that guy a lot. Everything I've seen after the game. First class guy. Woefully underutilized at Ohio State. Quinshawn, how many times did we say his name yesterday? He deserves better. Did you look at the fourth quarter stats? Have you seen those? Big fourth quarter by the offense. 100 yards, 19 carries, averaging 4.1, 77 rush yards, 24 pass yards, 4 for 5 on third down. Attaboy, Davis. Attaboy. What else I have here? Michigan had 2 starters in last year's game on the field today and beat the most talented Ohio State team ever. Shout out Yoder for that. So Michigan's 2023 backups, are they better than Ohio State's best ever? Just a question, asking around. That's it. Garrison, the last thing I have is you have to win a natty. You have to.
We don't have to, but it'll make me very happy.
I'm sorry. You have to win the natty.
We don't have to win the natty, but it'll make me very happy.
All right. What were 3? So, okay. All right.
Because with new information, dude, I can change. Like with new information, dude, what a smart person does is change their mind. Like it's clearly. I mean, do I think Oregon's an elite team? No. If they go undefeated to the playoffs, then yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like I wouldn't call it an elite team. But
do you guys have a toughness problem?
No. No. That's a stupid question. Like, okay, because here's my thing, dude. We're not gonna sit here and act like we haven't seen this team beat 2 top 5 teams this year. Like, and that's listen. What we saw Saturday was not the rule; it was the exception. It's a bad day to have the exception happen. Like, am I lying when I say that?
You said the same thing last week. So do you have 2 exceptions?
What did I didn't say that last week. I thought we played a really good game last week.
No, you said Michigan Northwestern. It was the exception. Michigan was the exception.
Yeah, you said it was. And I'm asking you, was Ohio State's offensive performance the rule or the exception Saturday?
We're not going to get into this again. We're not going to do this again.
We didn't do it. We didn't even do it again. I'm asking you. Last week you said Michigan's game was the exception. I'm asking you this week.
Well, you said that.
Bro, okay, bro. Now I'll ask you. Do you believe last week's performance against Northwestern was the rule or the exception?
Well, but remember then I told you, I said that, yes, it was the newer side of Michigan's offense that we've seen, but that does play into going into this week.
Bryce.
So I don't necessarily think it's the exception.
Bryce, was that offensive output the exception or the rule that you've seen this season? And if I have to more so explain, the exception means it doesn't happen often, and the rule means it happens often. Was last week's performance against Northwestern that you guys had the exception or the rule?
Okay, it was forming into the rule.
Okay.
I love you. All right. You'll be all right. Hey, you know what? Honestly,
I'm fine. I don't like when you're
I'm
not
fine,
having an honest
guys.
conversation.
I'm fine.
I don't like when
fine.
I don't like when you're not having an honest conversation.
I'm having an honest conversation. We've had a great conversation.
All right. And I'm asking you, was Ohio State's performance Saturday the exception of the rule?
It was the rule when it comes to Michigan.
For this specific season, Bryce, was Ohio State's performance
With this
yesterday?
coaching staff, it was the rule. Yeah, I think you have a toughest problem when it comes to playing Michigan.
Okay.
And I think the Michigan players know that. And I think when they said, all right, if we can get to 10-10 in the fourth, we've got this game. And I think that's what we saw.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I'll say this, though. I'm a little frustrated that there's a 12-team playoff because it would have been even more sweeter to knock you guys out of it because we're done. Like, our season's over. We've got the Cheez-It Bowl coming up here or hopefully the Quicken Lanes Bowl. I think our record's too good for the Quicken Lane Bowl now, which sucks because we were going to go to that. But we don't have anything else to play for. You guys do. So in many ways, it's awesome because if you guys win it all, we get to say we still beat your guys' best team. And if you lose it all, we still get to celebrate.
How would you say it's our best team? Because they won a natty?
Because they won a natty and because the two of the top coaches that have come through your institution have said this is top to bottom, best, most talented team. No, we're not. No. That's what they've said. There's no argument here. That's what they've said. If you disagree, that's fine. But I'm going to take their word for it. And
I thought you didn't like Edward Meyer. Why would you take what he says now?
I don't. But Jim Tressel too. The two of them, two evil people coming together saying that. You have to.
Jim Tressel's evil.
They all cheaters, dirty, rotten cheaters. Last thing. I've said this before, but anyone who says anything about cheating, you're muted. Buckeye Sean, no more, my friend. No more. You have anything else, Garrison? You got a playoff to prepare for. Are you excited?
No, man.
You guys bounce back?
Listen, dude. I'm not upset about this loss. It sucks, but it is what it is. Like, I'm more so on the, like, yeah, I'm a fan, but my mindset's more towards like the team, dude. Specifically the offense. Get ready. There's something big to play for. Yeah, losing the Michigan game sucks. It's a goal that you didn't meet, a big goal that you didn't meet. Take you away from the Big Ten championship. That sucks. The ultimate is still there.
Can I have a hot take for you that I think will support you?
What's your hot take? I think
having key contributors that you have, Will Howard, Quinshon Junkins, Caleb Downs, being transfers and not privy to this rivalry helps you. Because I think guys like Jack Sawyer are going to be bummed and pissed about this. Other guys are going to be like, let's move on. And I think you can set the tone and get people rolling.
I don't think that's how they feel at all. I think the whole team has to turn the page. But I don't think they're turning the page.
It starts with the leaders. I think the leaders will lead that charge quicker than they would.
And that's Jack Sawyer and Will Howard. And
I just said, Will Howard.
When you said Will Howard turned the page easy because they're not part of this. They're not like very part of it. No, like from the time they come on campus and before when they have conversations, even Will Howard said when they had conversations, the first ones they had, it was about beating Michigan. So
Will Howard's been here for 5 months. That's different.
I don't care.
Jack Sawyer's been here for 4 years. So I'm saying that's a good thing. I'm saying this is helpful.
I don't think it's helpful or it doesn't. I don't think it's helpful. I don't think it's something that's non-helpful. I think it's something that, dude, like what has to happen is that the coaching needs to get on the same page. Specifically Chip and Day. Chippendale. They need to get in sync with each other. And then the players need to see that from the coaches. You have 2 weeks to prepare, is it? Because the playoffs are
December 20th, right? Isn't that when it kicks off? And
yes.
You guys probably will you get a bye?
No.
I guess it depends what happens at Penn State.
It depends what happens at Penn State and some other teams. Like Georgia and Georgia and someone else. But Georgia and Penn State. It depends what happens with them. But you gotta make sure the coaches are on page, and then make sure the players see that. And then you got 2 weeks to prepare. Again, that what we saw this past Saturday, that was not the rule, that was the exception. The offense has been better all season. That team has played much better teams and beaten them and dominated them.
And I think that's absolutely true and helpful. I think Saturday was the rule when it comes to this matchup and this opponent, but I think you guys are a better team than that. And I still think you guys can win it all.
No,
Well,
there's a lot of teams that can. Clearly, there's a lot of teams right now that can. And like if there's something that I learned from this game,
Texas is scary.
I don't. I gotta see what they look like. I don't know. I don't know why they're scary. Like I wouldn't call them scary.
Defense is ferocious. They don't have a great depth at running back, but they can sling it. They got weapons on the outside. That defense is mean.
What are you gonna hold them on the same standard as Penn State and asking who have you played?
I mean, they went to Texas A&M, beat Texas A&M, lost to Georgia.
They got manhandled by Georgia.
Got manhandled. So, but I also think that can help teams. Like I think that can help. Like I think this game could help you guys too.
It could.
So I think a loss can help teams.
It could. I don't know. Maybe it could. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know if this is like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. But no, man. Listen. But like I said, I'm not angry about this loss. You know, everyone was asking Garrison, "Why are you hiding yesterday?" Well, everybody. I was having dinner with my family. I don't. I'm sorry. You're never gonna take precedent over that. And then even after that, I was on Twitter that night and on Twitter this morning. I actually did a space this morning. So no, I mean,
look, you gotta jump on with Maze Madman. They were asking for you. I jumped down with them.
I will if cause I don't want to listen, man. Maniac is my guy. I like Maniac. I don't want to hear him yell.
He does yell a lot.
I don't want to hear him yell. Yeah, that's my guy.
Shout out Maniac.
Maniac, you know I love you, dude. I can't hear. You can't yell in my ear if I do that. If I come on that show, that because it's But hurts my ears, and I already get like 40% from the military. So yeah, my eardrums are busted. But yeah, man, it's listen, it's a tough loss. It sucks.
Is it the worst loss in Buckeye history?
No.
No, Garrison. Come on. That has to be. I'm not trying to troll you. I'm not trying to get under your skin.
You are. It's not. It's not.
How is that not? What's the worst loss? I'm not talking about like.
I still look back on that Purdue and Iowa loss. Like I don't. This is not a because I can understand because my thing in a rivalry game. Like that's why I told you yeah I picked a score like I said 27 or 30 to 13, but I said dude I'm never gonna pick us. I'm not gonna pick anyone a spread like that. I'm not picking us to cover that. And I understand in rivalry games funny things can happen. I can explain to you why we lost yesterday. I can't explain to you why we lost to Iowa. I can't explain to you how we got beat up by Purdue. I would say the 96 or 97 team when they said the only team that could beat the Ohio State Buckeyes were the Vikings, maybe them. This isn't the worst Ohio State loss in history. That's a overzealous statement. And I'm not gonna have a Michigan fan tell me what was the worst loss in my program's history.
I just don't think you're being. I think you think I'm trolling you, and I'm
not. I think you want me to say it, but in reality, I'm like you asked me. You asked me. You asked me.
10-1. This was for a shot at the Big Ten championship.
Listen to what I'm saying.
You're 20-point favorite.
Mm-hmm. I don't care about being. I don't care about being favorite. I don't. I didn't even have us covering that, so I don't care.
That's fine. That's fine.
Care about that.
But
what I'm saying to you is
win by 3,
Bryce,
and still win.
Bryce, listen to what I'm saying to you though. You asked me a question how I personally feel. I don't think this is the worst loss in Ohio State history. Like I don't. So otherwise, tell because this is what I would ask you as a Michigan fan because you believe it is. You think it is the worst loss in Ohio State history.
Well, that's what I've heard from a lot of people.
But then you looked at me like I was crazy for saying no.
Yeah.
So you clearly you think it is. My thing is how many Ohio State but what Ohio State losses can you point to and say no, Garrison, this loss is bigger than that one. I don't think there's a lot of not because there aren't losses to pick from. I don't think you know the Ohio State games that well, the Ohio State program that well, the Ohio State seasons that well to point at and say, Garrison, you're wrong. I'm saying, dude, there's other games I can point to that were worse than this. There are.
But the ones you listed were within the last 10 years, and that's how long I've been pretty intently watching. If you go back to the 60s, yeah, you're right. I don't know anything about
I'm not talking about the 60s. I brought up the 90s too.
But fine. I just think with Iowa, if you talk about that one, Purdue, talk about that one, not much was at stake compared to this. I just think that was interesting. I mean, even Juck was like, I had no nervousness going into this game. He's like, I always had nervousness.
I didn't either. But I'm not gonna. But I don't think it's the worst
I think that's
loss.
part of it.
No,
Okay,
yeah, it's part of it. No, listen, I'm saying I understand that. Like I'm not saying like you're wrong in that. I'm saying that's not what teeters it for me. Like I will tell you that loss to Clemson was a bigger loss than this. I will tell like the 31-0. I will tell you that was a bigger loss than this. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's other games I can point to. I again, bro. A lot of the fan base is over emotional right now. Like clearly,
that is true.
Clearly,
that is true.
And you, my friend, you know me. You know I have some emotion, but you also know when it comes to my house, Buckeyes, man, I'm pretty even keel. Like I'm not gonna sit here and get too wound wound up about it. That's not the worst loss I've seen. I get that like in a season where Michigan hasn't had success. Michigan has looked very bad for most of the season. Like it like, and I'm not talking about you, but it would feel good for a Michigan fan to hear, oh yeah, this is the worst loss in Ohio State history. Like I don't I get why they want to hear that, but I'm not gonna like. It's not that I'm not gonna give it to you. It's just like I don't feel that way. I actually like, but I think a loss to Clemson, 31-0, is worse than this. I just do.
I would say the loss in 2019 was probably worse. I would say that one is, but that's right. I asked the question.
31-0. 31.
Yeah, no, but you can look at that game. It's like, all right, we're never into it. That 2019 game,
Bryce,
you were a
that was a New Year's Six game. That was a New Year's Six game, buddy. No, that was a New Year's Six game.
In 2019 against Clemson, Justin Fields misread his receiver. If he would have threw it to the right direction, you guys were going to play in the national championship.
Okay. Well, again, all right. If you're going to talk about Ohio State football, you got what you're talking about. What happened on that play, and even those two said so. Even Chris Olave said so. When he got out of the pocket, Chris Olave turned. When he got out the pocket, Chris thought he was still going to roll out, so he broke off his own route when he was never going to do that. So that's not on Justin Fields.
You're focusing on that point. I'm just saying.
No, but
they were a play away. They were a play away from winning that game.
Yes, and I'm telling
That's
you,
heartbreaking.
It's it's heartbreaking. It is also heartbreaking to see my team get smacked 31-0.
Okay.
Like you're not a like that's what I'm saying, but you're not a Buckeye, so like you're probably not like you're taking it from
a sports fan though.
No, you're a sports fan, but you're not a Buckeye fan, so you don't understand how I'm not every Buckeye fan. So like my own personal feelings towards these games.
And you think a blowout loss is worse than a close loss? I think those Clemson games are very good comparisons.
Usually I would say a close loss would make me feel worse, but it was inexcusable to lose 31-0. Like
sure, that can be true.
Like it was inexcusable. The Michigan State game in 2015 hurt me more than this one. That hurt me more than this one.
Why? Those games are very similar.
No, they are.
But
I would say because at that time, and me you've talked about this. At that time, I looked at Michigan State more as like a rival to like than you guys at that point because of where the game could lead to. Like they're like beating Michigan State. Like we knew going to we were going to have to play Michigan State and beat them. So like so I won't say more of a rivalry than you guys, but I'll say I was respecting that program more at the time. That game, because whereas I more so point this game to Chip Kelly than I don't just all throw it on Urban Meyer. I mean Ryan Day, that Urban Meyer, man, that was just I can't explain giving the ball to Ezekiel Elliott less than 15 times. I can't explain that. And then it took away the chance of going back to back. So.
All right, folks. Well, good show. Long show, Garrison.
Long show. I'm happy we did that.
special the game version.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, but I do want to say, hey, congrats on your win, man. Like, hey,
Yeah, thank you.
you know, like, listen, like your team won. I mean, hey, man, thankfully my team season isn't over, so that makes me happy. But yeah, congrats on your team.
Thank you. We're trending the right way.
And by the way, if you're gonna, me and you're gonna have a conversation about how much time you spent on that video and why you ain't doing that for anything else. now, see you don't put yourself in a predicadink.
Yeah, the problem is that I was on with those guys, and I set myself up to have to do that. And if I didn't do that, they'd call me out. They asked for it. All right, go
All right,
blue.
buddy. Always.